Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be the narcissist will never have enough. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So when I am referring to the narcissist and enough, there is a long list of things that will never be enough for the narcissist. So let's take hobbies as an example. How many times did the narcissist that you knew, how many different hobbies did they pick up? They probably picked up a hobby every month or maybe every couple of months because they needed new shiny objects. They needed new things to occupy their time. And when they were joining hobby groups or organizations or doing exercise, whatever it would be, they would usually get the equipment, they would participate for a period of time, then they get jaded and bored, and usually the equipment or the hobby group would be left in the past. It would be sitting in the garage collecting dust. And just let's focus on a couple of examples. What about planting or growing plants and things like that? Well, one day you came home and the narcissist had a whole bunch of seeds or pots or plants and they couldn't get enough of planting. Why did that happen all of a sudden? Because the narcissist was jaded and bored and something crossed their mind or their path, perhaps even a new supply who was into planting and growing horticulture, things like that. And they would pick up the same hobby because now they can align themselves with that person. Next thing you know, your house is littered with plants. That's just one example. Another example would be going for a bike ride. Let's say the narcissist, last time they rode a bike was when they were 10 years old, but all of a sudden now they have the latest biking gear, the top shelf helmet, the bike, all the swag and everything, and they're going on bike rides not just for a 10 or 20 minutes like around the block. They're going for marathon bike rides, maybe for a half day and things like that. And of course they built their exercise up to go for bike rides that long, their stamina I should say, but this is what they were doing. And when they did that, next thing you know, they're spending more time bike riding than they were with you or with their own kids. These are examples of how the narcissist picks up hobbies. And when the narcissist picks up a new hobby, you can rest assured that they are getting supply from whatever that hobby or hobby group is. Bike riding, planting, whatever it is. Maybe it's poetry reading, maybe it is going for long walks, who knows? But if there's a group of people there, rest assured the narcissist is getting supply. Now flip it for a minute. Let's say that the narcissist would tell you, yeah, I'm just going on a bike ride by myself. I'll be back in 6 or 7 hours. Well, think about it. Did they really go by themselves? Will you ever know? Were they with the new supply? These are the mysteries of the narcissist, and the narcissist will never have enough. How about sources of supply? The narcissist will never have enough sources of supply because whether you married the narcissist or not, or it's your mom or dad or brother, sister, whoever it is, the narcissist needs, again, new shiny objects. They need new people to believe in the mask. They get filled with supply by learning about other people and trying to figure out how that person can fit into their life. And again, these sources of supply, some of them turn into the new supply, but some of them are just fringe sources of supply. And some of them can't offer the narcissist what you could. Think about what I'm mentioning to you. The narcissist is always looking to elevate their lifestyle. They're always looking to improve. They're always looking to attract new people into their life, to act like these people are holier than thou, and they try to get closer to the narcissist tries to get closer to these people. And then what happens? Well, friendship turns into perhaps a little bit more than a friendship, and next thing you know, there's your replacement. Boom, the new supply. This is how it goes. This is a cycle that goes around and around, and the one constant in the narcissistic abusive cycle is just that. It's the narcissist. These people get jaded and bored with relationships from everybody they ever encounter in their entire existence. Now, for a period of time, the new people in their lives, and you were one of those people in the past, you were the flavor of the month, and you thought you struck gold or hit pay dirt or won the lottery because you are now on a whirlwind romantic relationship or friendship or business partnership, whatever it was, but you were being treated like you had never been treated before. You were being showered with fake empathy, fake love, fake kindness, fake humanity, and this was all by design and on purpose. The narcissist wanted to entrap you in the narcissistic fog, place you in the trauma bond, and have you pining for them or thinking about them or wondering where they were and dropping everything you would be doing when the narcissist would text you or call you. The narcissist wants unpaid helpers. They want walking apologies. They want people to believe in the mask. They want people not to believe in themselves. They want people to be pawns and puppets and extensions of themselves. That's why when you were in the relationship with the narcissist, you lost your identity. You would do whatever they wanted you to do, when they wanted you to do it, at a drop of a hat. This is why so frequently you would be at your 9-to-5 job or working, and the narcissist would text you. Well, you would drop anything that you had to be doing. You would actually leave business meetings to talk to the narcissist, and 99% of the time it was over nothing, but they made it seem like there was a huge fire that had to be put out, and you were the person to do it because the narcissist was low on supply there. Also, because they probably knew that you had a meeting that day, and they wanted to blow up your meeting. The narcissist's timing is impeccable. If they know your schedule, or they know what you're doing, or where you are, who you're with, and they have any opportunity to disrupt that, they will do it. Think about what an intentional argument is. Let's say that you were going to an event. It was a christening, a baptism, it was a wedding, it was a barbecue, it was vacation, whatever. It was a ceremony, graduation. Well, if the narcissist knew this, and they knew that they could have an intentional argument before that event took place, and they could shower you with what you did or didn't do over the last day, week, month, decade, they would disrupt your energy. And then you could not go to that event, and you could not celebrate it or enjoy it the way you should have, because you were thinking about the narcissist the whole time. And what was the narcissist doing? They were watching you squirm, and they were loving life, because they now put you in a position of you not enjoying the event, but rather you thinking about why this person keeps peppering you with verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, physical abuse at times. But this is what the narcissist does, because they get bored with people. So it will never be enough for the narcissist. Nothing will ever be enough. Think about your house. When you live with a narcissist, I am willing to speculate that you relocated more than once. Why? Because in the beginning, maybe you had a 3-bedroom house that was perfect and accommodated whoever was living there, including the narcissist. And then lo and behold, they said, no, that's not, we need more room. But yet your kids were out, they graduated high school or college, but they needed something bigger or better because they didn't want to be in that house any longer. The narcissist needs change. And what they need is they need to change their environment. They need to change their relationships. They need to change the mask they wear. They need to change their appearance. They need to change the past. They need to erase everything that happened in the past. That's why if you were discarded, you did not get any closure from the narcissist. You did not get anything. They slithered away in the middle of the night like a serpent. And what did they do? They went on to the new supply or new sources of supply. But they could not give you closure back then. They can't give you closure now, and they won't in the future, because that would be too painful for the narcissist. The narcissist would have to be accountable. They would have to introspect. They would have to reflect back on all of the abuse they dished out, not only to you, but maybe even your family members, and all the wedges they drove between you and anything that mattered to you, which means your social status, your network of friends, your money, your health, everything. The narcissist is a taker, and they want to take and disrupt people's energy. And what they want to do is act like it never happened. They want to wipe the slate clean and go on to the new supply. But what they did do when they discarded you is they catapulted from your relationship after they took virtually everything they could from you, and they sprungboard onto the new supply, and they played the victim card, most likely, although not exclusively. They said that you were the fault, you were the reason why the relationship ended. You're such a poor person, a bad person, you didn't do anything, and that the narcissist was the victim. And the new supply, again, they probably thought like they were the white knight in shining armor. They're going to come rescue the narcissist, and you are the nasty person. Nothing could have been further from the truth. It was the exact opposite. But this is why the narcissist is a master manipulator. This is why nothing will ever be enough for the narcissist, because the new supply, again, they believe they've just struck gold like you thought. Not only did they find fool's gold, but they're being manipulated, and they're believing in the mask themselves. And what they will find out eventually is they're going to meet the same fate that you met. Thing is, will they find that needle in a haystack? Will they understand that they were manipulated, and that this person never loved them just like they didn't love you, and they had zero empathy, they didn't care, and that relationship was actually deteriorating more and more as this new supply was giving more and more? The narcissist, here's another one. Let's talk about finances for a minute. Whatever narcissistic relationship you were in, if the narcissist took a lot of your financial resources, first of all, drop comments below. I'm sure that's what happened. But think about what I'm going to share with you. As much financial resources as they could take from you is a direct correlation to how many resources you had. So example, if you had $1,000 in the bank, well, they would try and take as much of that as they could. If you had 10,000, they would try and do that. And onward. So eventually what I'm trying to share with you is if you had $10 million in the bank, you took a pretty big hit there, I can promise you. But if you took 1,000 and that's all the money that you had in the bank, that was a big hit to you also. So it's a direct correlation to how much money you have in the bank. But believe me, when the narcissist sees a bank statement when you first meet them, or a credit card bill left out on the counter, or anything financial about you, and it has a bunch of zeros on it, you can expect to be targeted rather quickly. You can expect for them to be asking you why you can't pay for the rent, the mortgage, their car, their insurance, a roof over their head, why you can't do things because you have the money, and they'll play the victim card and say they don't have it. Or they will give you a mini love bomb, and then next thing you know, you're using the credit card, maybe even you gave it to them to use, and you're being bled left, right, and center. And what you had a credit card, but it was for emergency purposes only, but the narcissist was using it to splurge on Amazon gifts or buy multiple purses or multiple shoes or sneakers, whatever. The narcissist will never have enough. Many people, i.e. the narcissist, many narcissists that is, they're hoarders, and they have multiple things, multiple toasters, multiple sets of sneakers that they'll never wear, multiple outfits that they'll never wear that just hang in the closet, multiple cars that they'll never drive, multiple watches. They like to hoard things because if you really understand what I'm going to mention to you, this should resonate with you. The thrill of the purchase and the thrill of the arrival of certain items or receiving certain items is what they really get a kick out of. It's what they really relish and cherish. It's not the fact all the time that they have these things and they want to use them. It's the fact they're getting them. Think about this. When you, the person watching the video, say when you order something from Amazon or something online, well, you spend your time, you think about it, you figure out if it's worth it, and then when you hit the buy button, then it's kind of a rush. Oh, okay, now I've got something coming. I have a new shirt coming. Great, fantastic. Well, a couple days later, you get your shirt and you're excited because the box is on your doorstep, and you open it and you're like, wow, this is just what I thought it would be, beautiful. And then there you go. That's the narcissist in a nutshell. But that's how they live 24/7, 7 days a week, all of their life. Not exclusively with Amazon, I'm talking about with people. They can't get enough of the understanding of people and learning about them and glomming onto them and taking what they can from them. It's a loop, and it goes around and around and around, and that's the narcissistic abusive cycle. It goes on, but it must go on without you. That's why I suggest so frequently, virtually every video, if you know and I've identified that someone is a toxic narcissistic person or a toxic person in general, the path is to go no contact, block these people, delete them, remove all flying monkeys and people associated with them, if not now, when? If you can't do it, utilize gray rock, become dull and boring, but get off of their radar, because nothing will ever be enough with the narcissist. They need new shiny objects. They need new relationships with people. They need new, and new. Think about this one. Let's say that you're trying to break free from the narcissist. Let's say that you have broken free and you've reached the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, or you're working towards it. And let's say that the narcissist, and you block them, or you're about to, whichever your circumstances are. But the narcissist, let's say they're hoovering you. Well, you now know they're a narcissist and they're still hoovering you, trying to get you back, to draw you back into the relationship. Why do you think that is? Well, number one, because you didn't block them. But number two, because it's never enough for the narcissist. These are the games that the narcissist plays. They never think you're going to heal. They never think you're going to put yourself back together. They never think you're going to grow. They never think you're going to become awakened and aware, educated and empowered. They never think you are going to process exactly who they are and get the wisdom and apply the tools and learn the definitions and the glossary and the narcissistic abusive cycle inside and out. But that's what you're doing. That's why each and every day, the further you get away from the narcissist, the more your energy returns. The more your energy returns, the smaller the narcissist gets. The smaller the narcissist gets, the stronger you get. The stronger you get, the more clarity you get in your mind. The more clarity you get in your mind, the more doors of abundance open up for you. This is the path. This is what you must do. Understand the message. The narcissist, they are a bottomless pit. They will never be satiated with anything, with relationships, with money, with opportunities, with people, with clothes, with anything. And just when you're getting close to figuring out who the narcissist is, remember back then, what would they do? They would give you a mini love bomb, or they would blame you, or they would call you the narcissist, or they would ghost you or disappear, but they would never sit down and have an adult conversation with you. And the reason why that was because the narcissist is incapable of having an adult conversation with you or anybody. All they do is mimic back to people what they've heard from other people. There's no originality in the narcissist. They are a classic, quintessential copycat. They just copy paste. That is why I think about this. If you received a Hoover from the narcissist, let's say it was over the holidays as an example, and let's just say it said, Happy New Year. That's all you got from the narcissist. This is an example. Well, think about how much effort went into that text. This is, by the way, if let's say that you didn't block them yet, or it's someone that you don't need to block, or they got through the cracks somehow, and you got Happy New Year. Well, think about what I'm sharing with you. Was that an original idea? No, it's a generic copy paste. They probably sent that to 50 other people. and they're just seeing who's going to take the bait, who's going to bite on the hook that they threw into the ocean of manipulation. And if you were to reply back to them and say, hey, Happy New Year, how are you? Well, then there you go. Now you're back on the radar, and you're most likely going to be getting some narcissistic peppermint coming at you, being peppered with abuse. This is an example. There's no substance to these people. Think about when you were with the narcissist. What would you be doing via text? I'll be talking about. They would be texting you, asking you a couple questions. Well, you would have to report back paragraphs of information to them. And what would they do after they received that information? First of all, maybe they read it. Second of all, maybe they didn't. But third of all, maybe they wouldn't even respond to you after you just poured your heart out, or all of the doings that you did that day and all the things you're going to do that night. Or maybe they just sent you the letter K. What were they doing there? They were completely invalidating you. They were showing you how little they cared about you and how much you would report back to the narcissist. But it would never be enough. It didn't matter in that relationship what you did. It didn't matter if you took a left turn at Albuquerque. It didn't matter if you gave them the sun, the moon, and the stars. It didn't matter if you changed any decision that you made when the relationship. That relationship was A, going to end, because every narcissistic relationship has an expiration date. B, it was going to decimate you and your resources even more. And C, the narcissist was going to end that relationship one way or the other, or you would stay stuck and trapped in the narcissistic fog. And that's not a place you're living. That's a place you're barely existing. It's a place you didn't know existed. And that's where you were trapped for a long, long period of time. But again, the narcissist is childish, and what they do is they do not have the mindset of a stable, healthy person. They have the mindset of somebody who just wants to do what they want to do, when they want to do it, and with whom they want to do it. They have no regards to your feelings. They have no concern about you or your well-being or anything. They never have. Think about this. Think about when your health would take a hit. So you had to go to the doctor. Was the narcissist there for you? Probably not. Think about if you gave birth to a child. Was the narcissist there? Maybe not. Think about when you were raising the kids. Was the narcissist around a lot of times? Or were they trying to drive wedges between you and your parental skills with the kids? They were probably doing the second thing. The narcissist is a coward and a bully, and it will never be enough for them. Nothing will ever be enough. You could give them any country in the world. You could give them a star. You could give them a galaxy, whatever. They're always going to want more. And it's the same thing with people. They could never be satiated with one person. That's why if you married the narcissist, you took the vows and you believed in them. The narcissist didn't believe in them. They were just thinking, wow, I really have this one nailed down now. I'll devalue them and begin the devaluation stage once the wedding bells have rung, and I'll disappear whenever I want to and get more sources of supply whenever I want to, on a plane, train, automobile, in a business meeting, in a seminar, wherever. This is what they do. So it will never be enough for the narcissist. The narcissist will never have enough. They're on a constant quest, an endless search for the perfect anything, and they will never ever find it. So remember, you were manipulated, you were taken advantage of. This was not your fault. The relationship that you were part of, you were not taught what narcissism was in school, so this is not your fault. But you need to be kind to yourself. You need to slow your life down. You need to process the relationship, understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third, and let the narcissist slither away. They are onto the new supply by now, or maybe multiple new sources of supply by now, or maybe they recycled another supply that hasn't healed, but that's not you. You're healing, you're working, and you're looking towards the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, when you no longer care about the narcissist or anybody from that period of time. Everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. God bless you all. I love you, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Be kind to yourself. Understand, the narcissist has an insatiable, unquenchable appetite for everything, and people are at the top of that list, alongside with money. They don't care about anybody but themselves. They never have, and they never will. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye.